Oh, good afternoon. It's about 1:57. I am not going to cook anything right now. I still want to make my strawberry cake, but I've still got to go to the grocery store. It's been so hot, I just can't seem to shake off the heat. I'm going to just get me a glass of water today and I add a little lemon juice, just and a little lime juice if I want a little. Lemon don't have potassium, but if I want a little potassium, I'll just add a drop or two of lime juice out of the icebox. And I'll add me a little half a sweet and low just to give it a little, cut down that bitterness. I do this quite often for Mother and I both because it keeps us down from the pops. And it's kind of like lemonade or limeade. Plus, you get all the good benefits. Allergy has been terribly, terribly bad. So the reason I wanted to come on is yesterday I stirred my starter, and today we're going to stir our starter again. Today will be the 4th day, y'all. I hope if you're making this that you stirred yours yesterday. I just couldn't come on. Get all the little black bubbles and troubles and all that out of there. That's just kind of a milky, like a thick pancake batter, but boy, you can smell that. You can smell that working in there. Now tomorrow will be our 5th day, so we can punch it down, so we can make our pancakes out of that tomorrow, even though the recipe says 10 days. I'm going to do the 5th and see. I remember I was grinding my pepper. That still needs to be ground up just a little bit. The reason I'm going to have to use this mortar and pestle for something else. And so I'm going to go ahead and grind that down and put it in my little Deft. Love these little Deft from Holland. Got a bunch of that blue and white. I'll just set that little thing right up here, and then when I need pepper, I've got it. Kind of cleaned that out a little bit. So I thought today, a couple of you had said when I had made my stuff that I put on my, eczema, dermatitis, anything like that. My grandmother, or great-grandmother, I imagine, she would take willow. Now, you see what willow is. Just like the old weeping willow tree. And you take this. Now that white fur is from the seed pod. But you may not even see that. So what she would do is she'd take that, break that bark, let it dry out. You can do it green. You don't have to wait on it. I just picked this last week and didn't get around to doing it. So I add that in my pot of water. Turn that on. So I'm going to get the basically the stems and stuff, and go ahead and put those in my pan. Now this is not something people that's just going to jump in on this video and think I'm cooking something to eat. Well, I'm not. This is for your skin. Grandmother used to take this, my aunt used to take this, they'd fix this up with this liquid and they would use it for exfoliant, and they didn't have a lot of wrinkles. They didn't smoke or drink either, just like Mother. Mother used it. She says it's the best thing for her skin. People have said how, at 92, how great she looks. Well, we think a lot of it is because of this willow bark and willow leaves that's been used as a astringent. You can make this up. Take a cotton ball. After it cools down, keep it just in a pan in the ice box, and you can get a cotton ball, and once this, you have to steep this. You have to cook it down. Let that sit in there. Now we're going to put this in our pestle, morning pestle. You don't need a whole lot of this, so if you know where there's a willow tree, you don't need but a little bit of that bark. I mean, yeah, the stem. I just kind of crunch those leaves up. If I was making a big batch of this, I'd do it out on the outside, probably. Be best. But you can get that crunched up pretty good, those leaves. Once they dry for about a week, they'll crunch up into a green powder. So, see how that powder's kind of green on that? Well, you want to let that powder, some of that white pollen stuff is, I must have got a piece in there of that seed pod, because usually I don't. But I will steep this down, let this boil, and that'll get that willow out of there. See, that's starting to turn murky. And let that boil down. And I always take about a dropper of lavender, and I put it into that just for, because lavender oil is very good for you, and it smells good. You can buy that bottle of lavender off of Amazon for, I think this 4 fluid ounce bottle may have been about $12. It lasts forever, ever and ever and ever. Now that's not going to hurt you to grind your stuff, because willow is not, some people have, it's got health benefits. You can use the leaves and medicines and salads, and willow is what they used to give for, I think Grandma and them, it was in the menstrual cramps, and they gave it for like aspirin. And that's basically what aspirin, I think, is made of. So you have to be careful and don't ingest this if you have bleeding difficulties and stuff like that. But this is for your skin. This has nothing to do with eating it or drinking it, or you just put it on your skin. Get that to boiling. See, that water's already turning yellow. Don't take long. You just get that to boiling. And my legs had gotten out into the, turn it down, I see there, it's starting to boil now. You just let that boil. Watch it though, because it'll boil over. And it smells, it's kind of got a tea-like smell in a way. I don't boil it for a long, long time. So we've been boiling it about 5 minutes. So now what I'll do is I'm going to just cut that off. And you don't have to put the lavender in here. That's just something I do. You can put your water and your willow and just boil it down with your just leaves or with bark or however you want to do it. You're still going to get the same property if you boil that and get that stuff out of the leaves. Now see that how that's turning yellow, that liquid? That's what you want. It's kind of like a willow tea in a way. So we'll just let that set right here and steep with this. I'm just going to cover it with a towel and let it sit there and steep, because I've got to get dressed and go to the grocery store to get some strawberries for my strawberry cake and whatever else I decide to cook. I'll talk to y'all later. Just got back from the grocery store. You know how that is. Got some bananas. Everybody likes bananas. Got me 2 white onions because I had them 2 for $1. And I got some ears of corn because I didn't want to have to go out in the field and pull it, shuck it, and clean it. So, because I want to make Mother and I some more skillet fried corn, cream style corn, and I just didn't want to mess with getting it. So that's where we are. So then I thought, well, you know, I need to finish that little video for the willow bark, so people can use that. Now you can try this on your skin just to help clear up wrinkles. You know, I did cosmetics for many years, and on people that I worked for, whether it be a movie star or a lady that owned a cosmetic empire. And the hyaluronic acid is good, but I'll tell y'all, all these products that you get tell you that it's gonna take away your wrinkles. Well, it's not. Once a wrinkle, it's like a riverbed. Once a wrinkle gets into your skin, there is nothing that you can topically on the skin apply that's going to get that wrinkle gone. I'll just tell you right now. So don't spend a fortune on all this Lancome and Estee Lauder, and a lot of them are good moisturizers. Not elderly, but older women do not need to be using Clinique. Clinique is for young skin. It dries the skin out. It keeps young people's skin where it doesn't, it's not prone to acne. Older women like my mother, I will not suggest Clinique. I suggest Lancome or Estee Lauder. My mother wore Estee Lauder, still does. And that's all good. But if she hears about a new serum or hears something about a new oil I tell her, Mother, there's nothing that's going to beat what my grandmother and just wear a moisturizer on your skin all the time. Now this willow, let's call it willow juice. This willow juice, I really feel like it's full of a lot of maybe antioxidants, a lot of vitamins, a lot of things that our skin needs, and that's why it helps my dermatitis. And when I started using all that, my skin and my hands started getting less dry looking, and so that's why I make this for Mother and I both. She wears it on her face, I wear it on my face, I wear it on my legs, on my hands and arms. So that's enough for that, but there's no sense in spending all those hundreds and hundreds of dollars, because most of the time those products are not going to do what they tell you they're going to do. So get you some willow and steep it down and boil it and make you some willow water. Try a little bit on your skin to make sure you're not allergic. I've never seen anybody allergic to willow, but I would do that on a client. And then what I do is I take this steeped juice in my little mesh strainer, and see how that brown, remember our water was clear? Now there's a way you can do this and make an astringent out of it, or add a gel, to a gel-like property, but until I have time to explain all that, this here, the way I do it, and I'll show you. The way I would do this is get me a cotton ball, and I don't have one in here. So we're going to use just a napkin. And I just apply it to my skin. What I would do is take this out into a smaller little carafe or a bowl for what you're going to use, because you don't want to get skin cells in this from doing this and this and this. Then just rub that on your face, and I'm going to use that on Mother and myself right here. So if you have any questions, it's very easy to understand what I did. And like I told you, you don't have to add your lavender or anything else. You just add your willow, boil it down, steep it, let it cool, then pour it through your strainer, get the leaves and all that out. And this is a good astringent. You can keep it in the ice box now. You don't want it to run, so keep it in the ice box. And the cold will help if we got puffy eyes and all that, you might, because I put this in my eyes and it didn't hurt my eyes. But with it being cool out of the ice box, when it does, you might do your little, two little napkins to put right over your eyes. And that'll be very invigorating, I hope. Well, we're not going to eat anything. I can't offer you anything. Tomorrow I'm going to cook. I don't know what I'm going to cook, but I've got a chit-chat with Granny Pat tonight to try to get our live show figured out. And I just wanted to come back and tell y'all that we'll try to do some kind of good food tomorrow, possibly. Y'all like homemade banana pudding? Might do that. Cream style corn, spaghetti with homemade sauce. You might tell me, and then I'll check the messages over this willow water. We'll talk to you later. I hope y'all are having a good weekend. God bless you. God bless me. God bless the United States. And I do wish y'all was here to eat with us. We'd have a sandwich or something. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.